Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam to all the devotees. So we are reading the Chatushloki Bhagavatam. Yesterday we have read 2.9.33 and today we'll be reading 2.9.34. So we'll read the shloka together. Rute artham yat pratiyet na pratiyet chatmani. Rute artham yat pratiyet na pratiyet chatmani. तत् विद्यात्मनो मायां यथा भासो यथा तमः तत् विद्यात्मनो मायां यथा भासो यथा तमः ऋतेऽर्थे यत् प्रतीयेत न प्रतीयेत चात्मनि ऋतेऽर्थ यत् प्रतीयेत न प्रतीयेत चात्मनि तत् विद्यात्मनो मायां यथा भासो यथा तमः तत् विद्यात्मनो आत्मनो मायां यथा भासो यथा तमः. So Vaidya, would you like to repeat?
न प्रतीयेत च आत्मनि तद्विद्यात् आत्मनो मायां यथा आभास यथा तमः.
Thank you. So translation. O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. This is again a very big purport and we can take it in two sessions. So I'll read a part of the purport which we can discuss today. In the previous verse, it has already been concluded that in any stage of cosmic manifestation, its appearance, sustenance, its growth, its interactions of different energies, its deterioration, and its disappearance all has its basic relation with the existence of the personality of Godhead. And as such, whenever there is forgetfulness of this prime relation with Lord, and whenever things are accepted as real without being related to the Lord, the conception is called the product of illusory energy of Lord. Because nothing can exist without the Lord, it should be known that the illusory energy is also an energy of the Lord. The right conclusion of dovetailing everything in relationship with Lord is Yoga Maya, right conclusion, or the energy of union, and the wrong conception of detaching a thing from its relationship with the Lord is called the Daivi Maya or Mahamaya. Both the Mayas have Yoga Maya and Daivi Maya. So both the Mayas also have connections with the Lord because nothing can exist without being related to him. As such, the wrong conception of detaching relationships from the Lord is not false but illusory. So misconceiving one thing for another thing is called illusion. For example, a rope as a snake is illusion, but the rope is not false. The rope as it exists in front of the illusion person is not at all false, but acceptance is illusory. Therefore, the wrong conception of accepting this material manifestation as being divorced from the energy of the Lord is illusion, but it is not false. And this illusory conception is called the reflection of the reality in the darkness of ignorance. It is called as the reflection of reality in the darkness of ignorance. Anything that appears as apparently not being produced out of my energy is called Maya. The conception that the living entity is formless or that the Supreme Lord is formless is also illusion. In Bhagavad Gita 2.12, it was said by the Lord in the midst of the battlefield that the warriors standing in front of Arjuna, Arjuna himself, and even the Lord had all existed before. They were existing on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and they would all continue to be individual personalities in the future also, even after the annihilation of the present body, and even after being liberated from the bondage of material existence. In all circumstances, the Lord and the living entities are individual personalities. And the personal feature of both Lord and living entities are never abolished. Only the influence of the illusory energy, the reflection of light in the darkness, uh, only the influence, sorry, uh, are never abolished. Only the influence of the illusory energy, the reflection of light in the darkness, can, by the mercy of Lord, be removed. So, the reflection of light in the darkness, that can be removed by the Lord. In the material world, the light of the sun is also not independent, nor is that of moon. The real source of light is the Brahma Jyoti, which diffuses light from transcendental body of the Lord, and the same light is reflected in varieties of light: the light of the sun, the light of the moon, the light of the fire, or the light of the electricity. So, the identity of the self as being unconnected with the Supreme Lord, the Lord, is also illusion, and the false claim that I am supreme is the last snare of the same Maya, or the external energy of the Lord. The Vedanta Sutra in the very beginning affirms that everything is born from Supreme, and thus, as explained in the previous verse, all individuals, all individual living entities are born from the energy of the Supreme Living Being, the personality of Godhead. Brahma himself was born from the energy of the Lord, and all other living entities are born from the energy of the Lord through the agency of Brahma. None of them has any existence without being dovetailed with the Supreme Lord. The independence of the individual living entity is not real independence, but it is just the reflection of the real independence existing in the Supreme Being, the Lord. The false claim of supreme independence by the conditioned souls is illusion, and this conclusion is admitted in this verse. Persons with poor fund of knowledge become illusioned, and therefore the so-called scientists, physiologists, empiric philosophers, etc., become dazzled by the glaring reflection of the sun, moon, electricity, etc., and deny the existence of the Supreme Lord, putting forward theories of different speculations about the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of everything material. The medical practitioner may deny the existence of soul in physiological body, construction of an individual, but he cannot give life to a dead body, even though all the mechanisms of the body exist even after death. The psychologist makes a serious study of the psychologist, so here it has to be physiological conditions of the brain, as if the construction of the cerebral lump were the machine of the functioning mind. But in the dead body, the psychologist cannot bring back the function of mind. These scientific studies of cosmic manifestation or the bodily construction, independent of the Supreme Lord, are different reflective intellectual gymnastics only. They are very nicely, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned. They are different reflective intellectual gymnastics. But at the end, they are all illusion and nothing more. All such advancement of science and knowledge in the present context of material civilization is but an action of covering the influence of the illusory energy. The illusory energy has two phases of existence, namely the covering influence and throwing influence. So, until here we read right now, and hereafter, the description of these influences will read tomorrow. So, let us discuss till this part of the purport. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण। So here again, now Lord Krishna is answering the second question of Brahmaji. And the second question was how how are the different energies of the Lord working? So, what are the different energies of the Lord and how are they functioning? So, herein, Lord mentions that whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality, and know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness. So, here the description what we have read is about the two energies of the Lord. One is Yoga Maya, another is Daivi Maya. So, when we study Yoga Maya, the right conclusion of dovetailing everything in relationship with the Lord, that is the description. The right conclusion of dovetailing everything in relationship with the Lord, it is referred to as the Yoga Maya or the energy of union. And then what is the Daivi or the Mahamaya? It is wrong conception of detaching a thing from its relationship with the Lord. It is referred to as the Daivi or Mahamaya. So, what in simple terms, what does it exactly mean? How can we try to understand this? Uh, as kids, we remember that we used to have sessions of moral science. So, in the classes of moral science, we were always taught, being in convent school, our the nuns and fathers used to tell us that we are supposed to pray to Lord Christ. For that matter, we have to pray to the Lord, and we have to be thankful to everything that Lord has given us. The Lord has given us air, Lord has given us water, sun, moon, and everything that we need. So we have to be very thankful to the Lord and we have to pray. This was a very amazing thing which was taught uh, through the wonderful chapters of stories based on the moral science in their texts, which used to be circulated in those times. Basically, all text would obviously deal with yes, Lord Christ is the Lord, and then we have to pray to Lord Christ. However, at least we have got that aspect of gratitude that we have to be thankful to Lord. For us, Lord may mean whoever, at that point of time it was like whoever the Lord is, yeah, whether it is Christ or whether it is whatever. So whoever, to please the teachers, to please the fathers and the nuns, yes, whatever they said was absolute right. Yeah. So yes, so that is what we used to be very thankful to the Lord. Everything Lord has given. So this thankfulness basically is seeing that everything has a connection to Lord. Everything is based, present because of its relationship with the Lord. Now, if I look, if I think, if we just think, have we as human beings or any of my ancestors, our ancestors, or maybe in future, anyone, have we created the hills, the mountains? Have we created the farms? Have we created I mean, are we responsible for the rains? Uh, what have we created? Have we created the sun or the moon? We have not. Are we responsible for the life air? Obviously, pollution we are responsible, but the fresh air, have we created the fresh air? No, it's the nature. It's existing in the nature. That we may say. Okay, we agree. Okay, it's something as a gift we have got. Who has given? Nobody knows. Huh? We may consider that the world in general doesn't know who has given all these things. Yes. So, but we have not created. That is very clear. So it is a gift. So uh, coming from the nature, that is what a material minded person can at least try to understand. So at least that nature, material nature becomes higher and worshipable for such an individual. Yeah. So with that kind of worship also, they are seeing its relation with the Lord. In the sense, it is being worshipped as a on behalf of the Lord. Yeah, Lord has created the material nature and they are acknowledging the presence of the material nature and they worship. So yes, we will find individuals who do worship the various aspects of the material nature. Yeah, some communities worshipping trees, even Hindu in the Hindu religion, so many aspects like you have to people is being worshipped somewhere. Amla tree is being worshipped for certain reasons. So yes, even material nature we have all recently yesterday was Govardhan Puja. Lord Krishna taught to worship Govardhan Hill because that is the one who gave shelter to the cows in the cow herd for a cow herd community. So there are different tribes, etc., who are worshipping aspects of nature. They are acknowledging nature. There may not be that intelligence to accept the Supreme Lord as a person, but at least to some extent, they accept the supremacy of the nature and they worship the nature. Now, a little beyond, if we go, this nature is being governed by like so many natural calamities do come. Now, if nature was the supreme most, where are these calamities coming from? Who is responsible behind these calamities? So we may say we are because we are doing all kinds of wrong things with the environment and giving rise to all these natural calamities. Yes, that is an uh, obviously amazing link. That is that is what we are doing to the nature. Yes, but apart from that, apart from the calamities, whatever nice that is happening with the nature, like rains are appropriately coming. So who gives? How does nature decide that it has to appropriately rain or it has to rain heavily so that everything gets destroyed? So then that for those individuals who cannot think beyond nature, they may just consider that as the supreme. But for those individuals who can go beyond that, they can acknowledge that there is some higher source who is governing the nature. And nature is Prakriti is the energy of the Lord. Now, then one can acknowledge the presence of Lord. Now that may be acknowledged as an impersonal feature or a personal feature. So yesterday, as we were discussing, just considering the impersonal feature, it is like we are insulting the Lord. Ah, you don't have eyes, you don't have ears, you don't have mouth, you don't have brain. If Lord doesn't have brain, then how can Lord control the nature? I mean, we, in terms of being impersonal, we are literally insulting Lord left, right, center, always. Huh? But we don't even think that how can there has to be a personal feature who can control. There has to be a personal feature. There has to be a mastermind who will control all the activities of the nature, of these energies. So here, Lord Brahma is so intelligent to ask this question, such an amazing question. What are your energies? And how are they related? What are their activities? So here, Lord is answering. So yes, when you can see things in connection with me, uh, that is the right conclusion. Yeah, and that is the activity of Yoga Maya. And when one thinks everything apart from me, okay, it just exists. Okay, so whatever is there, it is just existing. So that is what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning further in the purport, that there are so many so-called scientists and modern philosophers, and they will put forth so many theories of psychological perspective in which the mind is going to function, so many theories of how molecular level the cells etc are going to function, and how this molecules goes here, and then this molecules affect this, and then this is released, and then that is released, and then release of this is going to cause this and that and that, and so many theories. Yeah, many times whatever theories they do put, these are kind of hypothesis, and then obviously few years later there is some other hypothesis which is being put, and which is going to like say the previous one was wrong, this is the one that is right, and then few years later even that is being proved false. So like this scientific advancement, it keeps going, and being gradually entangled in this wheel of scientific advancement, we become so far away from the reality. We become so far away. Let whatever happen at that molecular level. See, ideally I'm supposed to drink more water, or maybe deal with lifestyle very carefully, as which is given in the shastras, which is given in the Atharva Veda, Ayurveda. So I mean, I'm not actually dealing, like for example, as medical students, um, where is it taught that how we are supposed to live? When, how, what should be our sleep wake cycle? When should we ideally sleep? When should we ideally get up? What should be the eating pattern? What food we should be eating? What time? Is it ever taught in modern medicine? Suppose it is taught, how many actually are following? Whether it is known to the modern medicine, that is another big question. And suppose it is even known, how many people are following? We see the lifestyle of the medical students this day and age, everything is topsy-turvy. People think that sleeping at 4 o'clock in the morning is like their peers at school. You sleep at 4, you get up at 8 just before the class, somehow manage or not manage to complete your morning duties, and end up in the class and then sleep in the class, and this is how the pattern goes on. Yeah. Now, this particular generation, if it is not caring for its health, yeah, and then we are troubled with why are doctors dying so early nowadays. The community which is supposed to serve the rest of the society for their good health is lacking good health. Why? Because we don't believe in what Shastra. हमको नहीं बताना ये सब. You know, allopathy is absolute great. That is what is the conception. Even if a person from allopathy is going to prove, okay, it is ideal to sleep at 10, latest by 10, and get up by 5, latest by 5. Still, people are not going to believe this. People are not going to follow this. Yeah. So, even so, this is like we are seeing. So, there is something which is existing in the texts and something which we want to do on our own. Yeah. So we may consider this is not at all has no connection. Why should I do all these things, you know? Why should I consider that this text is important and it is being written for the betterment of the health of the society? Why should I see that in any connection with the Lord? I have my free will. I want to use it the way I want. So this is in general the way the scientific community will think, and this is basically the illusory conception. We are putting forth theory after theory after theory, but basically all these theories are illusory. They are not leading one to the right path or the right way of life, and we are like being put more and more and more into the darkness. Yes. So illusion, everyone understands that, considering a rope to be like a snake, no, that kind of illusion. Now the rope is a reality, however the perception of that rope as snake, that is illusion. So even in this world, there might be various aspects which we may consider, which can be considered as illusory, but the existence is reality. The existence of those aspects is reality, but its perception is what is illusory. Similarly, there is a conception of considering the formlessness of living entities and supreme lord. So this again has been discussed in the previous verse, where so much it has been emphasized even in Bhagavad Gita 2.12, okay, and in the previous verses, that how everyone is having a form, whether it's a jivatma or paramatma. They have their individual forms. Okay, so that has been again and again emphasized here. Like in Bhagavad Gita, it has been mentioned. Krishna says that every one of us, whoever is there on the battlefield, you, Arjuna, myself, we have been existing. We will continue to exist even after this particular lifetime. So everyone has a specific form. So everyone has their individual personalities. So this is very important. However, what is covering our knowledge is the reflection of the light in the darkness, which is the illusory energy. It is like the reflection of the light in the darkness. Now, there is further again one like even the sun, moon, are they independent in having their own light? Like we were seeing that sun god is so prominent and strong in 17.1. Am I getting mistaken? uh, yes, I think so. Sorry, 4.1. In Bhagavad Gita 4.1, it is stated that how the Bhagavad Gita has been given in parampara. So initially it was told to Surya Dev, and then Surya Dev told to Manu, and then Manu told to his son Ikshvaku. So like that, Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is coming in parampara. Since it was broken in between, now again Lord Krishna is imparting it to Arjuna. So this is discussed in chapter 4, shlok number 1. In the very same aspect, it is mentioned that Lord Sun God Vivaswan is very, very, very strong personality, very tejasvi, and that is why this knowledge is not given to any Tom, Dick, and Harry. It is given to the best controller person in the demigod category. Yeah, so it is given to Surya Dev. Even before the current Manu was born. Yeah. So this is the strength of Surya Dev. Yes. And this Surya Dev, it is here it is stated that he is not independent in his power. In the sense, he is getting his power, which is the source of light, from the transcendental Brahma Jyoti, the body, which is the light of the transcendental body of the Lord. Yeah. So, whether it is the light of the sun or the moon or the stars or fire or electricity, so that is in some way or the other, it is coming from that effulgence of the body of the personality of Godhead. So, that is seeing a relationship, seeing the relationship between the object and the supreme personality. So, that is Yoga Maya. If we are not able to see from where that source of light is coming from, we consider it's independent. Lord Sun is independent. It's a huge solar system and it's all dependent on the sun, and the sun is independent. If we think, or if the current geologist or the astronomical societies, if they think that sun is independent, then obviously that is an illusion. Obviously, they are being covered by the illusory energy or the Yoga Maya. So here the Shastras they are stating that the light and the energy of Surya Dev is not independent. It is being derived from the Brahma Jyoti. So here again in the Vedanta Sutra, it has been confirmed that everything is born from Supreme Lord. Char, achar, everything is born from the Supreme Lord. Yes. So, and through the agency of Brahma. So, Lord Mahavishnu, he has done the Sarga, Utpatti of everything, and Visarga, secondary creation, has been done by Lord Brahma. So, even if we may think that the individual soul is having some independence, that is not real independence. It is just the reflection of the real independence existing in the Supreme Lord. So, to some extent, we may feel that there is some kind of independence, but that is not the real independence. Oh my God, the time has exceeded. Extremely sorry. I think it will be now about to end. So we may stop over here, and beyond this aspect, we can discuss tomorrow or thereafter. Uh, Extremely sorry, I didn't pay attention to the time. Vancha kalpataru